All right, so we've done everybody else, and Swoop is the last one to get critiqued. Sorry, buddy, but here we go. All right, so first off, your movement sucked. Let's just redo that. So you get the mound spawn, and I know it's weird because telefrags and stuff at the start of the game, but you got to be way quicker than that. There's no way that Miyagi should have beaten you, and I'll show you his pov. I'll show you his pov in a sec, because he was very slow as well, and he beat you. So, all right, so look how slow Miyagi gets to it. So he didn't even jump through the window, and he stuffed up his movement there. He still beat you to it. All right, number two. That was good actually. Like you made sure that you placed your rocket where it wasn't going to kill Drax, so that was good. Drax didn't have anything worth losing, but at least we didn't get a TK in that. All right, did you hear that just then? The Mega just got picked up, and there's a couple of audio cues that you missed. All right, so if we go back to, all right, so I want you to listen to the sound. All right, did you hear someone getting out of water just then? And you heard a Mega health pickup just then. So that sound was, if you hear someone getting out of water, and it's not one of us, all right, it could be someone has picked up a shaft and getting out, and they're going to try and get through RA low. So let's just see what Cat and Back's doing. And exactly that. All right, so now he's got the Mega health, he's got the shaft. There was 2 points, two audio cues, so they're getting out of the water, and the Mega health. You could have looked down and at least got one rocket off onto him before he got into the tunnel. And remember that having a shaft and a bit of a stack can really mess up a rocket launcher, especially in that position underneath red armor. Like you jump it across to go for the red, and someone shafts you to the ceiling. SNG lift. Okay, so you heard the lift sound just then, and you were in a position to get across here and do something about it. Let's just see what Migs has got. So he's got a shaft, but he's weak. So it would be definitely worth. You hear that lift sound, and you've got enough of a stack to do something. Usually if you hear lifts, its enemy is trying to escape and tank up with a weapon. So it's always worth investigating. So there's a few audio cues that's going on here that you've missed. So there was a mega health got taken a few seconds ago, and you didn't look down and check. Um, there was a lift sound when you were coming through here, and you didn't go back and check. So that could have been someone escaping through to try and attack red or something like that. And there was another sound as well. So I think you need to pay. What I'm getting at is you need to pay more attention to your audio cues. Also, if you hear any mega healths get picked up, and any time that you've got a RL and you're hanging around like the ring or the quad platform, you need to be listening for those cues. It's really important because any damage that you can get onto someone trying to sneak a weapon through mound or through lifts, if you chip even like 50 to 100 health off of them, even if they get away, it just makes it much less likely that they can actually do anything with that weapon. Hey, you're not going to hear it, but at about 4:35, I called that I died at SNG to a shaft enemy. So I just want to see what you did in reaction to that. So you can't.
hear it in this version. I haven't got the comms, but at this point, as you can see, I got killed, and I said in comms that I got killed by a shaft enemy at SNG boxes. So first of all, you should be making a decision. You should you should definitely at least look in that direction to see if there's anyone coming through that entry. You should be thinking, okay, it's 4:38. Quad's not going to come up for at least 20 seconds, and you're going to be going to pent before that anyway, right? So there's three decisions. You can go to window to prepare for pent. You can go to SNG boxes to scope that out, see what's going on, or you could go back up RA until the next red spawns, and then head over for pent, or whatever happens to be the right decision at that time. Now, at this point, because I've watched this a couple of times and I've seen. I'm going to show you Drax's POV, which I pick up a mistake here that he made that I didn't pick up in his vid, and the mistake is partly it's he's hanging around in this spot, which I don't like, right? But he just turns his gaze over this way, and he loses sight of the floor here. Miyagi is down here. He's got a shaft. Let me show you where I like to stand when I'm holding RA. Now, this is a terrible spot. Right? You cannot see the floor. Right? If there's an enemy anywhere on the RA floor, you cannot see them until they're actually on that ramp. Okay, so first of all, step forward. Okay, there's no benefit to being back this far. Like, yeah, they might see you a split second later, but what if someone's coming down through here and they have a look up there, and then they can just backpedal and shoot a prediction rocket up here, and they'll splash you. And if you got low health, they'll kill you. It's shit. So let's not stand there. Um, so Drax, what you want to be doing is there's a few places you can stand. Personally, my favorites are here and here. This is probably the best because this way they can't sneak in through any entry without you seeing. All right, they can't get through there, they can't get through tunnel, and they can't go through from teleporter. You'll see them whichever way they come from. Um, the closer to the edge that you can get, the better view angle you can get on that point there. All right, so if you had have been waiting up here, then you would have 100% seen Miyagi, and you would have done at least a crappy splash damage rocket on him, if not more, and he wouldn't have been able to be anywhere near as effective as what he was. And Swoop probably would have survived. So Miyagi's down here. Let me show you. Miyagi, he's got 220 health and a shaft. So he's in a good spot to do some damage here. He's very lucky that Drax hasn't seen. But yeah, this is okay. So actually, Miyagi's played really well here. He's in that time where Drax has been looking the other direction. Miyagi's come through, shaft swoop up the arse. Now I'm going to show you here how Miyagi slipped through, and it's because of Drax had bad positioning and he had bad visibility on the RA floor. Now this spot up here, I already said I don't like it. Okay, look, what can you see? You can't see shit. All right, you can't see what's happening on the floor. You can only yeah, once the enemy is actually along going up this little ramp, then you can see them. But until they're actually on that ramp, like if the guy is standing like right here, can't see him. Drax, you got a rocket launcher. You should be you should be definitely raining down on anyone that's on the RA floor. And see, he's gone. It's almost 5 seconds there that he did not have visibility of the RA floor. So that is just so much time for someone to slip through that really shouldn't have had the opportunity to do that. Uh, and then if you look at the frags, that was where so, and I'll show you Miyagi's pop of that as well, just so you can see what a tank. So Miyagi's played that basically as well as what he possibly could have. He was lucky that you weren't looking, that you didn't have line of sight of the floor then, Drax. But if you had have, then Swoop would not have died, and we would be in a much better position. But as far as like advice for Swoop, the point that I wanted to get across was if you hear that one of us dies at Super Gun to a shaft enemy, and you are at the ring and you're stacked with a rocket, then you either need to do something about that SNG, or you need to get ready for the pants, or you need to reinforce red armor to make sure that nothing bad happens there before Pent spawns, just to make sure that we're all good to go for the Pent.
Okay, you've just picked up a rocket launcher. You've got 5 rockets. You got a little bit of a stack, so this is good. Okay, now you have 2 rockets. That's not good. If you are going to try and take any sort of fight right now against any sort of stacked enemy with any weapon that is decent, you are going to struggle because you only have 2 rockets. Like the timing on shooting those rockets into there, like you might have caught someone with. Let's just see. Let's just see. Like you might have caught someone who just picked up a quad, but it doesn't look like he did. Who does have quad? KF, and he's over here. So like I like the idea, but when you've only got 5 rockets, that's a massive Hail Mary, and we aren't really that desperate right now in the game. All right, so you really shouldn't have peeked then. And like I'm not in this to critique your actual fighting skills. Like you can learn how to like shoot better on your own. But I am here to critique your decision making. And when you were hiding in that yellow box, and you so we know that Miyagi is right outside there with the rocket launcher. Assumedly, he's got more rockets to go. And I reckon that was a bad peek. First of all, like he could have just been looking at you and killed you in one shot just then. Lucky that he was looking a different direction. And now you've got Drax as a human shield to sort of, yeah, okay, so you know that Miyagi is there in yellow with rockets still. So you got 2 options. You can just back up as close as you can to the teleport and try and wait for yellow to spawn again and get away with it, or you can just get out and retreat and try and get some ammo so that you can do something. But making that peak is not a good idea, especially considering like I would not have assumed in your position that he was low on health because your splash rockets on him were not really close range splash. So he's taking minimal damage right now. Let's just check. So even though you put a few like shotgun bullets into him at the bridge and just before he kills you there, he's still can survive like one more face damage rocket on himself. Oh, that is a huge waste. So it's that's a seemingly innocuous little mistake right there, but it's kind of not. All right, so that's good. You ended up killing Miyagi, so no longer has he got a rocket launcher. That's good. Now, what you should do here is you got to choose. Are you going to stay and take that fight, or are you going to try and escape with as much of your armor and health as possible and try to get a weapon? And I can only assume that when you went through that teleporter and went to go, like you're probably just trying to step behind the portal so you could get 1 or 2 shots into him while he was busy turning around. Like that's fine as a play, but if he's following close behind you like that, it's you're setting yourself up for telefrag. And It wouldn't be a big deal, except that you just took yellow, and so you had a chance to do something with a stack, and now you don't have that stack, and you didn't trade. You didn't really output much damage to trade for that damage, if that makes sense. All right, this is good. You got a little bit of a stack. You got a rocket launcher. You also have a human shield, which is death, taking the attention of those guys over there. And that was a good decision to escape with as much of your stack as possible, because I know that Pent is just about to come up. Plus, you may as well conserve health when you've got a rocket, and that was not a good fight to take. Now, this is debatable on what to do here. Like, there's not really a right answer. This was Dirtbox up here. All right, he knows what he's doing, and he's seen someone jump down there, and so he will assume because Pent is about to come up, like you're going to defend the Pent, right? So where have you seen the enemies go? You've seen them go into the water. So if they're going to try and steal Pent, they're going to come through the water tunnels. It's that's a quick mental calculation to make. So if they have spare rockets, why wouldn't they be firing them into the water tunnel? So given that you saw him up on the bridge, he saw you, and you've gone down here. Like if you're in here and he decides to pop a few rockets down here just in case, you're sort of in a terrible position because there's absolutely nothing you can do except hopefully retreat and not die. So a couple of options: get out and come around the corner. All right, there'll be a chance that the mega health it wasn't, but sometimes it'll be there. You probably won't have time to go all the way around. So what you could do, especially since you got 180 health, is you could just do a light rocket jump up here, grab the mega if it was there, and then you'd have 250 health thereabouts, and then you would be able to survive two direct hits just about while trying to contest this pen. Another thing that you could do is jump out of the water and do it like a rocket jump, and then just do some annoying, real high speed bunny hopping around here, making it hard for them to get you, and then possibly you could steal the pen that way. Just an idea. You've probably done it yourself, or you've played against people who have, like dueling on DM2. Sometimes you'll be dueling someone and you'll be in like the big room and they decide, fuck it, I can't win this fight. And then they'll just like they'll rocket jump and then they'll bunny hop around and then they'll just run away and be annoying like that. That's an option of what you could do there. All right, so now there's no possible way that you are going to contest this pen. The best that you can do is try and escape. And my advice in this situation, now that they know that you're there, would be to just get the fuck out of there, and either try and go for red, or like try and rocket jump up to yellow, and see if you can do something over there while they're distracted with the pen. Usually, when people get pent, like the best thing to hold is red armor. So paint will usually get taken through to red to secure that. So yellow might be a good option, but yeah, hanging around this tunnel is not going to do anything good. Actually, another thing that I didn't mention was I stole Pent at that time. So what you could have done is called for me to come to tunnel. You could have suicided on me, and then I would have had rocket launcher Pent, and probably could have gone for quad and done a whole heap of extra good things. So um, yeah, if our team has steals pen with a shotgun, always consider giving it RL to them, just so that they can actually make better use of that pen. All right, so you've managed to get your stack up, and there's a couple of us with the red armor now. All right, this is a good timing on going to quad. So we've delayed it until the last second. All right, what was the issue there? Let's watch that again. All right, so we've got good timing on going to quad right here. Okay, so you've done a good rocket there to deny access of that guy to quad. I'm pretty sure he falls down here. Yep. Now, just then you started moving away from quad. Okay, you know that it's just about to come out. So at moving away at that point, while this guy is coming around the corner, like, nah, man, you want to be moving towards quad because look what happens. It's like that one step that you've taken is has given Muncher enough room to get back and steal that quad off of you. He had no right to take that quad right then. You had a full stack. Like you should have pushed straight up to that quad, even if you were gonna cop a rocket in the face, because it's more important that you actually get that quad and make use of it. And now you're all fucked up. Okay, so you've been sitting here at this yellow high entry, and there's been plenty of action happening at quad, but you haven't taken a single shot. So like, if you're worried about hitting us with splash damage, that's fair enough. But you could at least be popping a few shotgun rounds into the enemies. And like, if you haven't got a button on your mouse that shoots shotgun, make one, because in 4-on-4, like single shotgun is so important to have, especially when you've got quad and you don't want to like splat yourself. Like, it's really important. So now you've waited too long to engage in that fight, and then you've also stuffed up your prediction rocket. As Marcus has gone to take quad, you've shot way too short. So that's a big missed opportunity right there. Like you could have put out 50 to 100 damage just from doing shotgun blasts. You should have been. There were a few opportunities to shoot rockets, and also when you did shoot rockets, they didn't go so well. As well as that, like if you weren't going to take that fight, you want to get back to, like, let's say that we were looking like that fight was going to be too hard, and you want to save your rocket launcher. You want to get back into a strong position at yellow so that you'll be ready to take it when it comes back up. So you have the timing on it, because I took it um, just as you were coming into yellow armor area before. So if you're going to hang around here and decide whether or not you're going to get into this fight, and then you decide not to, then you want to get back in time to actually get that yellow so that you can maintain like a strong position here. Okay, so you've got your yellow now. Like no one's going to bother you here at yellow, and so you've got a bit of a stack. You've got enough rockets to actually hold this area, so that's really good. Okay, why are you standing here? This is a shit spot to stand. The only reason that you would stand here is if you knew that quad rocket guy was coming around the corner here, and you could like see the glow on the roof there and do splash damage to him. So, like this is a really, and as far as like having a view of this area, like there's not really much that you can see or do. Like even if you see someone here, it's too far away to hit them. Like even with shotgun, you're barely going to get a shell on them. So it's not a good place. Not a good place to hang out. Yeah, I'm a little confused what's going on right now. And then even then, when someone came through and you had an opportunity to actually use that position to splash damage, you're too slow on it. So yeah. Also, I remember what happened there. Let's go back just a little bit. Um, Now, if you were standing at a decent spot, like here is a good strong position to take, because then you've got options. Like if someone is coming around the corner, you can just drop down and miss the first rocket, and then if you want, you can just hang around here and take the fight, try and get splash damage on them, or you can just run away through the teleporter. So you've got options when you're up the top. When you're down here, you've got fuck all options. The only thing that you can do is shoot the roof and then hope that things go badly for the other guy in the ensuing fight. So it's not a good thing. Now, I remember that Drax comes through here. He's got low health and a rocket launcher, and Muncher comes and kills him with a nail gun. If you had have been in a better position to actually do something to Muncher as Muncher entered the room through here, Drax probably would have survived and not had a tantrum. Okay, last one that I've got on here for you. All right, so this is good. Now, I would debate whether it's worth saving this for anyone because you only have one rocket. So, what happens if an enemy comes through with more than 100 health and gets that pack, and then we don't end up getting it anyway? I kind of think that you should have taken um, these packs.
Two rockets. What I would be doing now is I would be hopping over to the other platform to see if they've got, yeah, the rockets are up over there. Um, there's not really enough time to grab ammo from SNG side. It would be. I'd really like to have more than two rockets when we're competing for such an important item. Um, because let's say that more than one enemy comes in this quad fight, then you might kill one of them. If you're lucky, you'll kill two, but you're going to lose that fight. So you want to be keeping in mind how much ammo that you've got, and thinking about what to do in the context of that. Like, do you need to retreat because it might be more worth holding on to that rocket launcher and restocking a little bit and letting go of quad? Or I remember that I was about to drop down to contest quad here. So what you should probably do is head over to the actual platform, try and get these rockets, and then guard one of the entries. So either this one or that one. Like, there's no one else here yet. We don't know who's coming from yellow or who's coming from window. And you see there, I've just popped out, like I'm making a play for quad right now. So if you had have hopped over to the quad platform, picked up these rockets here, and then you could have at least like distracted them a little bit here and run off to here. And as you see, you probably would have killed Cat and Back doing that, or at least provided a little bit of support on the quad platform. As it was, I got really lucky, and they fucked up at quad, and I just killed them. But you could have been a better support there. That's kind of it. Like, with all the other guys, there were a ton of mistakes I really had to plow through a lot. With yours, I've spent a lot more time on each individual thing. Um, Basically because you didn't really fuck up that much at all in this game. And I'm just having to be a bit anal with you, Swoop. So that was also why it's taken me longer to make the demo for you, because there wasn't really as much about your game that I think needed fixing up. So like I'm really kind of nitpicking. Hey, so yeah, good work, and we kind of need you, man, because you're the one that making all the calls for the timing on pants and ring. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure we schedule the next game with you. Cheers, buddy.